This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Brian Edward Hill, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Alright, wrong button, but anyway, welcome to the Capes and Lunatics. I know, I'll drop the intro somewhere. I am Phil, and you think I was the drunk one, but I am not, because joining us from Florida is...
Hey y'all, it's Lil Hellfire. It's a Friday night, Capes and Lunatics, so you know it's gonna go down.
There's a keg missing somewhere in Florida.
Oh no, it's not missing. She knows right where it is.
What do you think she's sitting on? And what do you live and dangerous from New Jersey is?
Charlie, the Professor Esser, here to enlighten you all with my wisdom. Just like Edward Nygma.
Oh Lord, are we gonna jump right into that?
I don't know, wherever you want to. But I told you, man. I told you.
You said
the real.
You said the kid blew up the building. He did not.
Oh, I still think the kid was involved in that. You did. First off, okay, can I just make a? I mean, maybe it's like TV logic, but one RPG isn't going to cause that kind of damage. That was clearly. I'm not going to be a Haven truther here, but I'm going to say that building was rigged to blow from the inside.
He hit the boiler, didn't he?
Yeah, the fuel was already in there. Blah blah blah.
The heating oil or whatever's in there. So,
God, how old is Gotham? Like, I'm just so confused.
No, there was.
Was it made of whale blubber? That's what the real question.
Yeah, but did they have to go old school too? Because all the utilities were cut off and stuff.
Yeah, well, but even then,
generators though. So it's just
even if you had let's say you had an oil furnace, or a propane furnace or whatever, that's going to cause one explosion where that part is. It's not going to cause, because there were like 2 or 3 explosions when it goes. You watch, it's going to come out that the building was actually, because we've already seen that what we were led to believe wasn't actually what happened. So yeah, they put Ed in that position to pull a trigger, but you're going to find that there was a lot more going on there. We already know there's a lot more going on here.
I love how you're questioning that logic, but meanwhile we're getting like dead Jokers coming back and
no explanation whatsoever.
No, it was a very clear explanation. He had to let her stab him once, but he had made it so that she stabbed him in a place that was non-fatal.
What is this, Arrow season 3, Lil?
Penicillin tea and the will to live plus cold. No Lazarus pit though. No
Arrow.
Lazarus pit.
Get kicked off a cliff, all it takes is some magic key and he's all better. He gets stabbed, knocked off a cliff, and he's fine.
Stabbed through the heart, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
It wasn't in the heart. It wasn't the heart. It was clearly a gut wound. She does not get up to his chest. Which honestly is her own mistake. Because had she stabbed him in the heart, then no, he wouldn't be coming back from that.
His heart is still beating. His heart is still beating. His heart is on.
She didn't check to see if he was still breathing or not. As much as she hated him, she's gonna make a terrible assassin.
No, yeah. Well, clearly she is. Clearly, I mean that's the thing. And hey, at least,
she's not a murderer.
Yes, she's not a murderer. Exactly. Although now we're back to she saw the. So, do you think she saw the killer?
Yeah, she did. I think she told the absolute truth because she was drunk.
Mm-hmm. Well, she didn't say she saw the killer this time. She just said she saw.
Yeah.
She
saw what happened. Yeah, but remember, like it was like back in season 1 or season 2, she was like, "Yeah, I saw the guy who killed him."
But she was doing that to get out of the group home. But yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know if
it's like the Joker's origin. It's multiple choice.
Charlie Esser's trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Good luck, sir.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even get my Penn Station snort. So yeah, I was in a rush today. I just got here on time, so it's a rough one. Yeah, it's hard out there for Charlie. Let me tell you.
Hey, Lilith, did you watch The Flash?
I did.
Oh, we're done with Gotham already?
Oh no, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
What do you think about
I would.
Bane?
About what?
He will be their Bane. Yeah,
Yes.
Bane. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's interesting.
Eduardo Durance, because in the comics, Sir Edmund Durance was Bane's father, who was King Snake.
Remember that
I
name.
see.
Now I guess he's Gordon's friend. I don't know.
It's Gotham.
Well, yeah. Well, clearly, it's Gotham. It's its own interpretation. Okay, this is
I know.
David Banner level liberty.
That's true. It's Gotham. Have we tried killing them yet? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, really.
Have we tried pissing the fans off yet?
Well, I got so excited for a minute when he was talking to the person and he called her Walker, and for a minute I thought he said Waller. I was like, yes. Oh wait, no, Walker. I was waiting for Amanda Waller to be just the behind everything.
Meanwhile,
although I don't think.
Meanwhile, Phil's like Harper Rowe, Harper Violet. So many names that could be.
Waller's gonna be an old buddy Alfred's or something.
Yeah. Well, I think, it'd be nice to see, that was actually Fish Mooney's sister, was Amanda Waller. I don't know.
I want the fat Amanda Waller, too.
Bring Jada
the skinny hot one.
Well, like they say, it's the start of her career, and, after a while, you let yourself go. But, yeah. I mean, hey, I'm all for any Waller I can get. I love a Waller. It's really... they don't do enough with Amanda Waller.
Lex Luthor for president, I'm telling you. That's the secret plot twist.
Yeah, why not? They elected him once.
Yeah, right. Like, they elect some egomaniacal supervillain president. Come on.
Yeah. Especially if he was
a businessman.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
I know, Alexa. No one does.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Philip, control your woman.
Anyway, no, I just, but it was great seeing Hugo Strange back.
Yeah.
And my wife got excited because she said, "Oh, it's BD Wong." It's like, yes, he's on this show.
Was it just me, or was the accent a little thick this week? He sounded almost George Takei-ish.
I know he did. He gave us an oh my. I was just like, what?
No, he is chewing that scenery. He is embracing his Gotham. This is he is totally in it and enjoying himself and being this character. The only thing I didn't really like is, isn't it supposed to not hurt when you're having your brain poked at because there's supposed to be no pain receptors in it?
Well, I mean, in the skull there is.
Well, yeah, the removal of the skull. The removal of the skull, that is painful.
That's the kicker.
I was gonna say, there's at least nerves in the scalp and stuff.
I just thought I accidentally turned the channel and was watching Saw for a second. I was like, they're going to show us the whole shebang? Okay.
I know, 8 o'clock show. They're just like, yeah, there's full brain.
Yeah, and honestly, that's a very unsanitary way to be working in a brain. Didn't even shave his head, kept his hair there. Oh, I was waiting for that to be the reason he always wears the bowler after that.
That is hilarious.
Sanitary. Hugo Strange went to evil medical school. Come on.
I'm sure there were sharks and volcanoes involved.
Yeah.
Freaking sharks.
Oh, but they put a new chip in his brain, which of course got burnt out by the very poor electroshock therapy through his butt. That was like the weirdest thing. It's like, it's electroshock therapy through his butt. That doesn't. I don't see how that's going to work the way that they're trying to imply it to work.
They weren't the smartest. They weren't the brightest bulbs in the box. So
no. I'm not talking about the hillbillies. And boy, can we just talk about again the biodiversity of Gotham?
And was that like the suburbs?
Those burbs.
They were all blown. It looked like the suburbs.
No, they're the old burbs that are getting gentrified.
No, but apparently there is Appalachia in the middle of Gotham. It's like the Super
old
Friends.
tiny people with a pitchfork with English accents. So
Oh, I know. It's like I said. It's an amazing biodiversity. It's basically like Gotham is essentially just a biodome because it's all one island. And that's the weirdest part about it. It's like it's one island.
Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Yes, I need it.
No.
Yeah. But it's like when you used to watch the Super Friends, and there was like, or even in the Batman, where any part of anything you needed to go to, there was that thing in Gotham.
Meanwhile, in Little Hellfire's wine cellar.
Yeah, the Gotham Desert, the Gotham Swamps, the Mount Gotham, it's...
Who's mounting Gotham?
Penguin.
Yeah.
Definitely Penguin.
He's gonna rename it Edward.
Okay, did you think they were gonna kiss Charlie in that scene? There was the swelling music. They were face to face.
I mean, that's obviously what Penguin wanted, but I mean, Ed, really, he's an effeminate heterosexual. That's his gender. He is an effeminate heterosexual, and a supervillain, which is nice work if you can get it.
You named your dog after me.
You tell Robin Lord Taylor that.
Hello.
Yeah, which that's the thing. If he had seen that as a delightful compliment, then maybe there could have been hope for them. But no, it's clearly anger between them.
Talk about chewing the scenery. Robin Lord Taylor does it and does it well.
Oh yeah, no, look, it's the last season.
Oh yeah,
we got to wait 2 weeks for whatever few we have left.
Valentine's Day massacre.
Yeah, it comes out on Valentine's Day, so we're anticipating a massacre.
Yeah, and so they all know this is their last hurrah. And Robin Lord Taylor might get another gig after this. He might not. You don't know. Because TV is fickle, and and he might as well enjoy himself now and get his Gotham money and invest wisely. Maybe open a change of oil and lube locations.
What now? Phrasing.
I stand by my statement.
What?
Yeah.
He said oil and lube, Lilith. It's not like he said
cold, wet, hard nipples.
Anyway, no, but I really liked Gotham. I thought it was a nice take on it, and I was a little shocked to see them re-zombify Ed at the end of it. I just want to see how he gets out of it again. But now we all know the truth. It's been revealed that it wasn't Ed, it was Bane. And now we know why everyone will team up again in the end.
Yeah.
To fight Bane and his army cronies.
Yeah.
Oh, but my favorite part of this was Harvey being essentially the moral guide to Bruce.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I said last night. I said, it's the end of the world.
Down.
Yeah, it's the end of the world. Harvey Bullock is like a positive role model for us.
He's doing paperwork, and I haven't seen him hit the bottle.
He looks forward to paperwork.
But you know what? That kind of struck me as like, oh, I was waiting for that to be like that moment where it's like, this is what being a detective is. Got to piece it all together, Basically, it's like, oh, be a detective, not just a guy who punches people.
Well, I guess Jim's never going to get there then.
No, Jim's not a very good detective. Clearly, Jim's not a good detective. I don't think that comes as a shock to anyone. It's like Jim Gordon, not a good detective.
He was just in the right place at the right time to become commissioner.
He has
captain in this case.
He has a giant spotlight on the roof to call a 17-year-old to come in and help solve his problems. Come on.
Money solves everything, but apparently not.
But anyway, so that was Gotham. I like it. Was some of the best Harvey Bullock we've ever gotten, and it really made me go, that's why I like this show.
I want a Harvey spinoff. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
This was supposed to be the Harvey spinoff, and we'd love to get it eventually now.
It was supposed to be Gotham PD.
Jim Gordon.
again, Robin Lord Taylor stole the show.
Yeah, well, he is awesome, Mm-hmm. And
for sure, but a delight.
Well, those are always the best delights.
Isn't that true?
It's like Nick on Family Ties.
Flash.
What?
I said, too bad we can't say the same about the Flash.
How dare you? What, you didn't like that? You didn't like this week's episode?
Nora needs to go home now.
And do you think they're ever going to pay off that Easter egg they dropped from the future? Well, her future memories, the Red Death.
Good night.
No.
They're not gonna, or are they gonna make it like a crappy version of like Oliver or something?
But good news, Arrowverse lovers, none of your shows are getting canceled.
They renewed everything.
Black Lightning,
all
and
the
then they
Arrowverse
basically
shows.
confirmed that Batwoman got picked up by saying all 6 DC shows at the press conference.
Yes,
and Legends is still sticking around.
Yep.
Yes.
They refuse to die. I love that.
I wonder.
They're trying to get that to syndication. It's gonna take a while for people to appreciate Legends, especially if they don't ever do another crossover. I say, keep them out of the crossovers. Let them be in their own bubble. That's where they thrive best.
Is Constantine sticking around, you think, next season?
I didn't hear about Matt having any other gigs, so I hope so. He seems to be having fun.
Cool.
By the way, Tristan says good night.
Good night, Tristan.
It's 9:30 on a Friday. What do you mean good night? You're a terrible father, Charlie. Let that boy stay up.
I'm not telling him to go to sleep. He can't watch YouTube right now because I need the Wi-Fi.
He's bored. If he's going to bed, he's bored.
I put on Cubo, but it's
He'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back. Okay.
He's like,
it's not Batman. Batman's not on Cubo, so
Tristan's like, I'll get up at 2 a.m. and watch YouTube.
Yes.
His hero will help her. So you really didn't like Flash?
No, I wasn't going to go home.
I'm thinking there's going to be a twist. She's not their kid or something, or
the twins, and she killed the real Dawn.
Well, there's going to be timey-wimey stuff where she gets killed, and they're like, okay, well, fine.
We'll not do that. Let's write.
Well, fine. Once we have her and she grows up, we won't let her come back in time, so she won't get killed.
We'll be honest with her. We'll let her be a student.
Although I saw some meme on online. They were showing, when she was like showing the holograms from her little wrist thing. They were doing comparison photos, and they're like, "Look, everything she's been doing looks just like Thawne."
Oh, well, duh.
She's actually Eobard Thawne's daughter.
Maybe she's working with them, but who knows?
No, plot twist is that Bart is actually her and Eobard's son. That's She seems way too into him. I'm just saying. And that's how we stop Thawne from being Thawne.
You killed my grandma? Ooh,
love.
Sexy.
Danger. Women love danger, apparently. Because Flash is, in all fairness, #feminism. That is, ever since that episode, I'm like, I already had trouble writing women, so, I just have nothing for you.
But I mean, the internet just blew up when they mentioned Red Death, and they're just like, oh, are they going to do Red Death? Are they going to do Red Death?
Do we have time? I don't think we have time with the massive crossover that we're doing.
Well, everyone's like, is it going to happen in Crisis next season? Charlie, do you know who Red Death is?
You mean from the Vincent Price movie or the original novel novella by Edgar Allan Poe?
It's one of those, dark multiverse Batmen. It's the one who takes Barry Allen's super speed. So basically, evil Bruce Wayne with super speed.
Okay.
And so I just watch. They won't do Bruce Wayne. It'll be like a crappy version of Oliver Queen or something.
No, it'll be Batwoman. It'll be an evil Batwoman.
Oh, yeah. They never said it was a man. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
#feminism.
I never read the Dark Multiverse storylines, obviously, and nothing of it really struck me as that interesting. First off, just the idea of what if Batman were all the other super friends but evil? It's
actually not that bad. It was a total oh my god, cash grab. Why are we doing this kind of thing? But it's not that bad. I've seen worse.
I mean, yeah. Well, we've all seen worse. We've seen worse doesn't mean that it's not. It couldn't be better. And I guess I like a little more depth to my alternate realities than just Bendis. Was that Bendis? No, it wasn't even that. Why are you so blaming? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, the whole Batman Who Laughs thing. First of all, I'm never that deep into evil superheroes to start with, and I think that really you can do that if you're going to tell one really strong story about how this hero turned evil. But when you just say, "Oh, it's the Mirror universe," and just everything's evil here, it's like, really? It's such a narrative cop out.
He was infected by some Joker gas from the Joker's dead body, and
yeah, okay, sure, why not?
the Joker's dead body had gas. I just heard what I said.
Yeah, it's time for Louis the Fart to pass gas one more time.
It's a little more nuanced than that, but if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah,
I thought the Batman Who Laughs is a pretty good story.
Oh no, maybe it is. And honestly, here's what I'll say: if they just did the Batman Who Laughs, I'd say, okay, that's an interesting idea. Let's look at what happens when Batman has that one bad day. Although I also think that the whole gassing him is a cop-out, because I think that to really do that whole what if Batman really did go insane kind of thing. And let me give you an example. There was an episode of Superman, The Adventures of Superman or whatever, where he goes to an alternate universe and he is working with Lex Luthor, and he's sort of a fascist dictator because Lex Luthor has manipulated him into turning evil after Lois Lane was killed by Intergang. And it's, but it's interesting to see how, he's Superman, but it's so easy to corrupt him once someone he loves has been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sort of how you explore those kind of stories. I think that's a better way to explore that story than just say, oh, he got exposed to some Joker gas, and now he's evil. I mean, I guess it works. Why not? It just, and like I said, as just that, maybe it's a good story, but I don't know. It doesn't intrigue me. It's not something Charlie Esser would like.
Well, I'm more on the anti-hero side of things anyway, especially like the last 6 years. So, those kind of things I like, and the goofy stuff that they've been doing with their heroes.
What did you think of Arrow this week?
I can't believe it's renewed for season. No, I'm kidding. It was okay. It's fine. Everything's burning around us. We're gonna pretend like everything's fine. So I'm just gonna say everything's fine.
Where the son of the man Robert Queen killed to save Oliver came back. It's why did you tell me my dad was dead? Yeah.
Even though he mentioned this while he was in prison, whatever.
Oh, they're not being interesting.
It's this is the well that we've had to go down because we have no other drama. We can't do an Earth 2 backstory on Black Siren. We have to deal with this crap.
We almost did, because they were talking about that stalker thing, but that was didn't go too far.
And Felicity's tracking people with DNA now? Cool. Cool, fine. It's fine. Everything around us is burning. It's
the magic Felicity. Come on.
Wait, she's tracking people with DNA, so
instead of a GPS, which is totally normal and fine.
If she scans you once, she can basically track you anywhere with your DNA.
Not even nanobots in your bloodstream. No, you're straight up DNA, like you're dropping breadcrumbs, like you're Hansel and freaking Gretel in the forest. That is the straw that broke the camel's back for me.
You can do that. It's not specifically your DNA, but you could theoretically track someone's biome.
That's not what she said. She specifically said DNA, like it drops off of you like you're Hansel and Gretel with breadcrumbs in the forest.
Well, it actually does, because you are constantly shedding skin and hair, though I don't know how readable that DNA would be. It had to be on the 10th of a micron kind of level.
Yeah.
It's you basically need to be scanning everything with lasers the whole time. It's like if you could follow someone with a black light, that might work, but I don't think you could just.
I mean, Cisco can't even do that. So get out of here, Felicity. Just out.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a good argument. If somebody wants to argue with me, I'm always down for that.
Yeah, and really, like I said, you would need to be. Is she doing this from a satellite? Or?
No, she's just her own little program on her damn Microsoft Pro. No, it was an iPad. Oh God, no, you're not doing that with an iPad. I'm sorry.
But what is she using as her sensors?
No one knows.
Magic Felicity.
But they don't understand how technology works. Their coding languages, the things that they say, it just drives me insane.
Have we eliminated that maybe she is magic?
After season 4, anything is possible.
Maybe she's
just Mary Sue.
Meditech. Yeah. Meditech.
No, Mary Sue. That's what that is. And we'll move on. But no, I mean, I'm not here for Miko. I'm not here for. I'm just not. I don't know. I just feel like I don't like the way they feel like all females are replaceable on the show. Like, I just don't.
But I think, isn't Monday, or if you're listening to us on the podcast, tonight's episode of Arrow, episode 150, the Kelsey Grammer one?
Yeah, but that's a flashback episode, isn't it?
No, they're doing like a documentary since everyone knows Oliver's Green Arrow now. So I think
that's the definition of a flashback episode, though.
No, they're doing a live document. It's like, I don't know.
No, because it's not a flashback. The people that are coming back, like, they found Sin or something like that too.
Oh, did they?
Okay, so it's people.
It's a retrospective, but it doesn't have flashbacks.
We're assuming it so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to put it past
going to be the narrator in some.
Footage.
He's going to be the narrator in some capacity. Yeah.
I feel like he's going to be G. Gordon Jeffrey.
I thought I read somewhere where they said he's going to be the voice of the narrator on whatever.
Yeah. If he's not G. Gordon Jeffrey, I don't know what we're going to do. It's such a missed opportunity because he's kind of got that blowhard talking head voice sometimes.
Meanwhile, back at the Arrow Cave. I mean, I'm all for Sideshow Bob getting the work. You know.
Oh my God, he's got a new show coming on Fox.
Yes, I know, where he plays Sideshow Bob.
I want to watch it.
I know. This is what's interesting to me about it. The first, and maybe there was been some recent retooling. Their first promos for it, it was just the straight up Innocence Project. We get the guilty of. Now they're focusing on the female lead, the fact that she was wrongfully accused with her brother of murdering her best friend. And Kelsey Grammer makes this point. I still think you're guilty. I still think you're guilty, and you never said who you think did it. I think Sideshow Bob did it.
Ooh.
I think that there's going to be this dark little backstory where he's been like just this Joker level evil genius, and he commits all the crimes that he gets then everybody off of. Because hey, wouldn't that be if you were like a super intellectual evil person and wanted to show the corruption of the legal system, wouldn't you just go around framing people for murder and knowing then how to get them off later after they've done their time? Yeah. Well, yes, exactly. I think Kelsey Grammer can play crazy very well. It'd
be great to see him play like a very like high level villainous kind of guy.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, that's just based off of this new set of trailers, and that we're just cut for it. That makes me wonder, what is the real story? Is that the story going to be that there's this like dark conspiracy going through everything, or is it going to be a Law and Order procedural about getting people off who were wrongfully accused?
It's definitely I feel like it's going to be like episodic with a little bit of serialization, and that would be the perfect like serialization point for it.
That would be great, and that's what I assume it probably is. It's just a question of what's going to be the foreground and what's going to be the background, and probably they've made like 6 episodes. Going to see how each 6 do, and then the next 6, whatever worked, that's what we're going with.
Yeah, Fox has actually got my attention again because I've been watching. I just binged like the first 4 episodes of The Passage. Well, I read the books. I was just like, okay, let's see. It's Fox is okay with adaptations. It's not other shows, other networks, or anything. So I'm just like, okay, I'm liking it. And it's Mark Paul Gosselaar. I was like, Zach is a BAMF agent. I love it. Yeah, I'm a big Mark Paul Gosselaar fan. So yeah.
I had really, really way too high hopes.
It's still really good. It haven't disappointed me yet. So
very good. I just wandered through all of the Cool Kids on Hulu.
Oh my God, I've been like curious about it because I love David Alan Grier.
Yeah.
So
actually, I'll say, David Alan Grier and Martin Mull really steal the show. And I got to say, Martin Mull is really awesome in it.
It's great to see him back on something, right?
Yeah, it's a really solid cast. I mean, when not Valerie Harper. I'm thinking
Vicki
Harper. Vicki Lawrence, thank you. When Vicki Lawrence is like isn't the comedic powerhouse, that's actually a comedic powerhouse group. And it's by Charlie Day from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
So this is his mainstream breakout. And I haven't really watched it, but I hadn't watched it up until now. But I just said, oh, it's there, and I put it on in the background, and it's like, wow, these are actually really funny shows. These are great little Golden Girl-esque sitcoms, It's like Golden Girls, but without all that feminism,
That was true feminism for their day, though. Like, don't shade the Golden Girls. Golden Girls are like, damn.
No, I'm not.
With AIDS, aging, like, yes, I love Golden Girls. Oh, please,
it
holds up.
It was Mod 2, Electric Boogaloo. It was great. And as a B. Arthur fan from as a B. Arthur fan from way back, man, I was all about the Golden Girl. A sexually adventurous.
And that's why I couldn't get behind Golden Palace. I was like, you're gonna just do Dorothy like that? Fine, I can't follow you.
No, it was I was gonna say it was interesting. I heard an interview with David Alan Grier this week, and I guess he originally wasn't gonna get that part. They're like, even though he's like, what does he say? He was like 62 or 63. They told him he looked too young for the part until he grew out that big gray beard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, honestly, baby.
Well, yeah, because honestly, I've been a fan of David Alan Grier since
In Living Color.
In Living Color, yeah.
Forever ago.
So I was sad that his show with Delta Burke didn't get picked up for a second season.
So basically, David Alan Grier is like the Estelle Getty of this show. He's the youngest, but he looks the oldest, maybe.
Well, I mean, no, they're not that. I mean, they're not that old as people go. I mean, in fact, in one episode, Vicki Lawrence just turned 65 in that episode. So it's
they tracked her down, did they?
Yeah, but it's a fun episode, and but they're all really fun, and I can't remember the actor's name, but he played Beverly Leslie on Will and Grace, and he's on this too, and he is really a lot of fun. He is just so great in that.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, bearing the lead here, Jamie Farr is in this show.
Really?
Yes, Jamie Farr, Klinger himself, plays.
What kind of dress is he wearing?
No, he's playing a character named Dudley, who is like the school nerd and their thing, but he's also kind of this very lovable and kind guy, and he's not like a stalker nerd. He's just a very nice guy nerd who just wants to be friends. He is so awesome. Oh, and Ed Begley Jr. is in like the final episode of the season, which that episode, the Ed Begley Jr. episode, it is so worth the price of admission.
All right, we got before we jump to comics, I had one more topic. The Batman, the movie, The Batman gets a release date, June 25th, 2021, but Affleck's out.
Like I said, 5 months ago, I told you guys this. Just like I told you, Henry Cavill's not going to be Superman anymore. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Warner has made the decision, and it's fine for them to do it. See, I think I get what they're doing. They're trying to do a soft reboot, basically. They're basically saying, "Oh, did that happen? I don't know. I don't remember that happening. Maybe that happened in another universe." And some things are the same, some things are different.
I think
technically connected. We're disconnecting the universe.
Yeah, I think they've given up on a unified universe like Marvel, and they're like, okay, you want to do one? Let's do this. Okay,
let's do what ifs.
We're gonna have 6 different Jokers. Let's do it.
But what I'm gonna say is, I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I actually think what they're actually doing is maybe going back and looking at, okay, let's just make good shows about our heroes first, and then, as we go on, maybe we'll have everybody get back together again. Basically they tried to rush. They tried to, as we know, they rushed into Justice League for no particular reason.
They shouldn't.
It was a reason, but it wasn't a good reason. I'll just put it that way.
What did everyone see online? And I even heard the podcast. Kevin Smith said he talked to some people who had worked on that Justice League stuff, and they told him the whole plan. It was supposed to be like a 3-movie trilogy there. For Justice League. You would have got a Dark Side and Apocalypse, and flashes they got in Batman v Superman. You would have in the 3rd movie. You would have gotten that apocalyptic. They come back to Earth and.
I'll just tell you this: the scripts are floating out there somewhere, and they're awful.
Okay.
So
if anyone wants to come on and talk and tell us, we'll keep you anonymous. I swear.
Yeah, I mean it's I mean, what I think the problem was is that I think they didn't have their Iron Man before they went to Avengers.
Exactly.
And that was the real thing.
And they jumped the gun on Suicide Squad. They did Suicide Squad way too early.
I didn't think that it was way too early. I think that they just chose the wrong characters to focus on, and the casting was kind of...
Yeah. And
casting.
They're still pushing ahead with that Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Well, yeah, and that actually looks kind of interesting. I don't know.
It depends on...
If you're a Margot Robbie fan, it's a great time to be alive. Let's just put it
Well, look, put it this way. Women's got fans, and it's not like Margot Robbie can't act.
Oh no, I loved her in I, Tanya. Oh my God. I was just like, really? You're gonna play down as Tanya Harding? Okay, go do it.
And has that been confirmed that that's gonna be R-rated?
Was Suicide Squad R-rated?
I don't think. I think it was.
Or is there an unrated cut that I watched?
Maybe, because I think
it might be.
I'm pretty sure it was like a hard PG-13, but
okay.
Yeah. I think they said this is going to be R, so who knows?
I mean, you got Huntress and.
Well, I mean, it's the era of the R-rated film. I mean,
no, it's really not, though.
Cold Wet Hard Nipples.
Shut up, Philip.
I think they're gonna do Black Widow as R.
Oh yeah!
No way! No.
They're talking about it. Yeah, I don't know if it's a rumor or
they're gonna shoot it as R with PG-13 in mind. They're like, for the uncut director's cut or something. No way they're putting it out.
First off, it's so easy to get an R, and R can be a marketing tool at this point.
If she's gonna have sex, it'll be an R because Black Widow orgasms, okay, and that automatically makes it an R.
Well, first off, they'll probably have some. Red room seduction kind of things going on there. And, I mean, she is the Black Widow. She didn't get that name.
That's my point. So if that's what they're going to focus on is the sexy fun times, yes, an R.
And I mean, not only can you show Scarlett Johansson's butt, but
because she loves to show boobs too. Like, she has no problem with nudity. Okay. So,
but also you can up the violence too.
Well, exactly, and I think it'll be. Is
that what the MCU Black Widow fans want? Because I feel like they're not doing it for like real like comic book Black Widow fans. They're doing it for MCU Black Widow fans. So
I don't know. I think Black Widow's pretty violent.
I mean, has she been violent in the MCU though? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, the Scarlett Johansson leg lock backflip.
Exactly.
I know, but what I'll say about it is like that's the kind of move that you could use to subdue. Or very easily, if Cap isn't watching, just snap somebody's neck. Yeah. That is the thing about that move. And whoever choreographed that first move, because they use it every time now, I love it. And like as I've always said, my favorite scene is when Paul Rudd does it.
Yeah, because it's the women.
Hey, she was the original hallway fight scene before Daredevil.
Exactly, but that's the thing. I love that because of course he got taught to fight by another female fighter, and that's like the female fighter move. But what's great about that move is, like I said, it's easy to snap someone's neck like that. The legs are insanely powerful. That's why it is illegal to do a scissor lock in Greco-Roman wrestling. You can only do a figure 4. Because if you do a scissor lock, you can snap someone's femur in half. People don't know that. And if you do that around someone's neck, you could snap their neck very easily with your legs. If you know what you're doing. That's why
you don't.
Oh
yeah, if you don't do that. I'm just saying that the legs, people who use their legs in a fight can be like people who focus on upper body. They miss the point that the legs, those are the left leg, man. Just like even Robin did not believe how strong the left leg could be.
Wasn't that why you see like Black Widow and stuff like that, where the women do use the legs more because men have more upper body strength, so yeah.
No, yeah. It's got that lower body strength, man.
Ew.
I'm just saying.
Moving right along.
I'm just saying, I'd love to see an R-rated Black Widow. I
would too, but I just don't know. It depends on who they want to target. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, and here's what I'll say: Scarlett Johansson is more than happy to go do creepy, crazy, violent body horror stuff.
Trust me, I know because of my last boyfriend. Trust me.
Ew.
I've been subjected to it all. Lucy, that weird, creepy alien movie. Just
man, Lucy, that is such a bad movie that made $1 made a lot of money back. It made its money back. And
between her and Morgan Freeman, you're like, well, I gotta see it now.
Yeah, it's like
the magic formula at this point. Maybe Samuel cameo in the back. I don't know.
But what I'll say is, they sell it. They're like Bela Lugosi and Glenn or Glenda. They're selling the heck out of that. It's like, I'm the best actor in this thing. I'm very well aware of it. And the script is awful, but I am going to pull those strings. And I'm going to tell this story.
It's literally why I saw Now You See Me 1 and 2. I was like, it's Morgan Freeman. What do you want me to do?
Okay.
I gotta throw Mark Ruffalo a bone. Come on.
Yeah.
Phrasing.
Oh, I couldn't get to that.
He can get it.
I used to have a rule that the worst film with Christopher Walken is better than most stuff out there.
Fallen 4? What?
Christopher Walken, and then he made Geely, and it was like, oh, okay.
I must have totally blacked out Geely. Like, I know that I saw it. I know that I hated it, and I hated Jersey Girl.
He plays sort of the elder mob boss in it.
Oh
yeah, and it's like, oh,
Geely is unremarkable. It's not that it's bad; it's just unremarkable.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's it. It's one of these films that just
It was all the hype surrounding it, which really just made it with the Bennifer thing. Bennifer 1.0.
Yeah. And he's not even Bennifer anymore. Because he left her.
He left her. Yeah, it's no Bennifer 2.0 either, even though she's still taking care of him. Dump him, girl. I don't care if he's your baby's daddy. Dump him. Negative energy. It's 2019.
He's not even Batfleck anymore.
Good.
Well, that's why he left her, because he thought he was too good.
Well, that's not why he left her. But...
Well,
help!
I like to put everything in celebrity relationships in context of the superhero movie they're in at the moment. And then I'd like to see Batman or Daredevil brought them together through their common struggles, and then DC just ripped them apart because DC wanted no love in their universe. Because it was.
Well, he should have kept his hands and other things to himself if he was.
Well, yeah. Well, here's what I'll say about that. That's only an issue if it's an issue for her.
Keep your batarang in your.
Apparently, it was.
Keep your batarang in your belt.
Then he should have discussed that with her first. So that's the thing. You got to be open with people about what it is you want in your relationship, and then and let them decide. And then you got to decide: do I want a relationship, or do I want something that's not worth? Do I want to throw it all away for something else? And then you have that conversation about what you want, and that's how you have a happy.
You know what I want? I just want a good, young, hot Batman that can play both do the action, and do a good Bruce. That's literally all I want. Just get it.
Okay.
He's too old. I told you, Jim Caviezel. If they wanted to, too bad they want to go younger now, because Jim Caviezel is an older Batman. He's already done it. Person of Interest seasons 1 and 2. I'm just saying.
Now we're getting rumors Nick Jonas wants to do it.
I don't know. That Bollywood money his wife's got might get him the job. I don't know.
I couldn't pick Nick Jonas out of the lineup, but that's not really new for me. I'm
I
sure
could barely pick Nick Jonas out of a lineup. Don't feel bad.
I'm guessing he's one of the Jonas brothers.
The oldest one?
I don't know. I just know that.
Well, if you don't know, we're gonna know.
Don't they play Jonas Brothers on Disney Radio, whatever the kids listen to now? I don't know.
No. He is a bona fide Disney manufactured celebrity. Yeah. Which amazes me that they'd let him go over to DC.
Well, he's left all that behind, as has Miley and Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato.
Oh,
yeah, that whole batch is gone.
Oh well,
yeah.
if Nick Jonas is throwing his hat in the ring, I'll have to start the internet campaign for my wife, Justin Timberlake for Bruce Wayne.
Oh, I could see that. I could see Justin Timberlake as Bruce Wayne.
Oh my!
As a very young Bruce Wayne, yeah. Although he's like 50 now, so I don't know.
Danielle, get him!
Wait till April. There's Charlie Esser, dear. Get him!
No. Actually, I think he's probably only 30.
I think he's like 40 something.
I think he's closer to my age. Yeah. So
yeah, he's younger than me. I know he's younger than me. He's not 50 because I'm 45. It's just like the beer I drink.
Whoa, Billy D. Wait, I feel like I'm too old for that reference.
Well, because you grew up in an era where TV
commercials lasted longer.
Well, yeah, but they also replay them all because during the age when you came of age, they did a lot of commercial. That's when the Clio Awards first got big, and they did a lot of shows that were just here's all these great commercials. And
all right.
With Ed McMahon, yeah.
All right, we got like 14 minutes. Let's jump the comment. Let's jump the comment.
If I want to,
you made the rule. They will.
Like I said, we'll run long if I want to. I'm kidding. Let's talk.
Well, let's break the rules. It's fine. Justin's already asleep. He's here. I'll show you. It's just Tristan in his box. Can you see him?
What is he? That guy from Prophet?
He's just yeah. Wow, that's a deep dive, Luna. Thank you.
Hey, I mean, if we could talk, it came out the same summer that Kindred did.
That's when I lost.
Kindred the Imprint.
That's when I lost all faith in my father when he broadcast me on the internet when I slept.
That's fine. Because first off, he built like a bed for the teddy bears, and then he just decided he wanted to sleep in the bed, and he's sleeping soundly. I'm surprised.
All right, let's get the comments. All right.
Somebody said that Black Panther versus Deadpool #4 was the best Marvel book they read, and I was just like, "Are you smoking crack?" Agree or disagree with whom, Philip?
I'd have to go read that first.
I didn't say that.
No, it wasn't you. I'm just saying. I thought it was complete and utter just wasted.
I mean, when we reviewed the first few issues, we didn't like the art, and then in this one, Deadpool steals a Black Panther suit and is like, "Call me Panther Pole."
Oh, I thought he would have said, "Yeah, White Tiger" or something. I don't know.
No,
they're just. I don't know. I think they're milking it too hard. I think I told you before. That's the problem with current Deadpool stuff. It's it's almost like they're trying too hard. It's like they're like, "Oh, we have to have a joke like every other panel and stuff," and it's just like.
Says the guy who actually bought the comic.
I
haven't too. Yeah. I haven't read it yet. But
well, Spider-Man Deadpool was better this week.
Of course. Well, see, that's the thing. I do like their dynamic. I feel like they don't milk that dynamic enough, to be honest. There's so much more that they could do, but I think they're afraid on the Spider-Man side of things to do.
Well, it's surprising in some levels that they even let Spider-Man hang out with Deadpool. So I think just that is an accomplishment when you think about it,
Pete has his moments where he surprises you. You're like, either you're really stupid or really evil or both. I just can't put my... He does have those moments. He really does.
I think he feels bad for him. I mean, even Steve Rogers saw the heroic side of Wade Wilson.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Wade Wilson is that he is a guy who is literally in constant pain and dying of cancer.
A tragic figure.
And is immortal. Yeah, he is a guy who you kind of get why he's the way he is, and at the same time, it's like you want to sort of set him on the right path as best as you can. So because when he wants to be good, he's very good.
Well, isn't that part of the healing factor too? Is it I don't want to say mood swings, but it affects his brain and stuff too?
Okay,
it's entirely possible.
How I interpret Deadpool's powers is he's just a ginormous stem cell. That's it. That's how his healing factor works. It's just a stem cell. His bodies can heal anything. That's why his cancer can't be cured, right?
Lilith, how good is that beer?
Is that
here's the thing. You could say he had... Well, see, the problem is that stem cells can become any cells.
Right.
So... And it would... Basically, here's how you can work it out scientifically. He has overproduction of cells, which is the cancer aspect. But those cells go through a complete cellular cycle. So every one of his cells, when they regenerate, they start off as a stem cell and then just become whatever they need. So which how I guess could argue that they do have that quality of what's it called? Mitogenesis? When the cell splits. I forget what you call that.
Mitochondria or something?
No, that's the powerhouse.
No, mitochondria is just a... Yes.
with the beans! Damn you, Philip!
Yeah.
Powerhouse of the cell.
Mitosis. That's mitosis. Mitosis, the cell is essentially can be, and then it becomes whatever it needs to be. Now, and that's sort of what's cool about him. Now, there's this idea that you could play into that a heavy level of body dysmorphia, as his body may never actually always grow back the way it's supposed to. In fact, we know his body doesn't grow back the way it's supposed to because he's covered in lesions and boils and bumps and bruises and goodness knows what else. So clearly, his cellular structure isn't reproducing true the way that you might think a standard stem cell would. So it's like it's the stem cells, but they're not behaving. They're behaving good enough to keep him alive, but they're not behaving in a way that would like just allow him to say in other stories where you've had a person who was all stem cells became like a complete shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Like they could alter their body any way they wanted. In this case, it's just, his stem cells constantly grow and they can be any part of him. So he can grow an entire arm from just his nub. But at the same time, some of those cells aren't being cooperative and they're not going to grow the way they want to be.
Two Deadpools when he's split in half, though.
Okay, Fred Savage.
Well, no one has ever split him fully down the middle, I guess, is the argument.
Hey,
or to put it to you very... Actually, I was actually thinking that. Like, if you ever wanted like some kind of crazy story where, like, we needed some secret army at, like, you do it like that end of the world, or, superheroes at the end of the world thing, and, like, Captain America's there, and he's, like, all grizzled and says, no, I have a secret weapon, And throughout the whole thing, it's like, yeah, whatever happened to Deadpool, yada, yada. Then at the very end, he just brings out like 8,000 Deadpools to just overwhelm whatever the thing they're going to be fighting. Because he's just been because him and Tony Stark have just been cutting Deadpool in half and in half and in half for like 20 years, for like 10 years. And they now have like 1 million Deadpools. And it's just like, Deadpool army, attack! And
why haven't they done that yet?
Because I just thought of it. And now tomorrow, someone above is going to say, I just came up with this brilliant idea.
Instant copyright. YouTube. It's the new mail.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, come on. We got a couple minutes left, and I got to complain about Bendis.
No, we're going to talk about the best Marvel book, West Coast Avengers number 7, was it?
Oh, yeah. West Coast Avengers number 7. Let me find it.
Hello, Kelly.
The Return of Marvel Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Marvel Boy. Ugh.
I love the art in this book. It was gorgeous. Fantastic.
Yes, the art is and like, when did Gwenpool become like a gymnast? I love her like perfect 10-point stance there. That is, I mean, I love everything about Gwenpool. Don't get me wrong, but she clearly, they took away her. It's interesting, and maybe she'll mention it later. They took away her ability to find the panel, which they even mentioned. Like, I can't find the edge of the panel anymore.
Yeah.
But they've like really upped her battle game, and so I love that. I love the way they're handling. I love how they're handling Gwenpool in this story.
She's syncing up with the universe. She was from outside this universe. Now she's like syncing up with it.
Yeah, it's working out very nicely. Yeah, this is like I really want some kind of continuity in our MODOKs, though. I have to say that. It's like, wait, because now I'm like, wait, is MODOK different than MODOK? Is it the same guy? Is it just one of his other clones? Why can they not be consistent with what our MODOKs are?
They killed him in the 80s. What are you talking about consistency?
Well, no, I mean, I get that. You're always, and we have a baby shark.
Oh, yeah.
Shark.
I haven't heard baby shark.
Pet baby shark.
Yes, that's great. And I also like the fact that, Kate has no real interest in Marvel Boy. He's like, yeah, no, I really have no interest in you, bub.
She's moved on.
Yeah, he blew it, And, yeah, it's all very good. And Thor owes Quentin. I think he made his own T-shirt that time.
All right,
yeah.
5 minutes. You're not going to let me complain about Bendis?
Okay, you get 1 minute and 30 seconds to complain about Action Comics number 7. Go!
1007. Lois Lane tells her father, the general, who like really doesn't like Superman, who thinks he's a menace to humanity, that Clark Kent is Superman.
Oh yeah.
Does she actually say it, or is that just implied?
Well, she
last time she wrote an article exposing his identity. Haven't we been here before?
Well, she doesn't say the word Clark Kent is Superman, but she tells her father, he's the father of my son, and I love him. So either he infers it from those comments, or he thinks she's having an affair with Superman.
Which, honestly, doesn't everybody think that? Doesn't everyone basically think
there was like an issue.
Clark is just this nice little cuckold to
there's
adventure. Brent's gonna find us. You've said the magic word.
Well, there's like an issue or two of this back where like, he meets up with Lois and like she's kissing Superman in public.
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, it's either like that. It's either like the third season of Daredevil where we just say everyone knows it now. It's kind of an open secret. Or it's like, everyone just thinks Lois is,
a floozy.
Or
that's kind of what Bendis is right as, because
she's got 2 guys, man. Just a woman can't have two dudes in her life.
In this world, apparently. Polyamory is, hey, if that's cool with you, it's cool with me. No judgment.
She's staying in a hotel, and there's not only this thing, but then a couple issues back, Lex visited her at a hotel, so all the paparazzi are like, "Oh, Lois is back with Lex Luthor." Blah, blah, blah.
She wishes she had my Lex. She wishes.
Yeah.
He tried to court her in the John Byrne days, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. But you see, that was that. But you gotta remember that was chubby, balding Lex. That wasn't super ripped Lex that we have now. Lex has got
the same guy. He's gone through a clone body or two, but it's the same.
Yeah, but
haven't we all?
There's it's sort of like when the Red Skull got that Captain America body,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it's a different guy in its own way. It's not the same.
No, it's the same guy. They showed on panel. They literally took the brain out of the old body and put it in a new body.
Yeah. I don't think it works like that.
They saved Luthor's brain.
It doesn't matter. It's provocative. It gets the people going.
Oh, jeez.
Who did that? Who did the brain in a new body?
It was a Project Cadmus,
Oh, Project Cadmus. That's where they made that
Project
Cadmus.
DC Comics Clone Factory, yes.
Yeah.
It is 1940s technology, so why not?
All right, we got like 2 minutes. The Flash Annual 2 was good. It's Barry dealing with Wally West's death, and it kind of bridges the gap from like the current Flash storyline to Impulse comes out of the Speed Force and like, where's everybody? What's going on? I'm guessing because
that's how it wound up in Young Justice, I guess.
Well, yeah. At the end of this, they even say like he runs off, and they're like, they see where he's running off to. See Young Justice #1. So
yeah, he's running off to Canada to join Alpha.
He doesn't say anything in this issue about Canada, but this wasn't written by Bendis, so I don't know.
I did read Young Justice. I read Teen Titans, and I love that.
The annual?
Love that just because I love to see. Yeah, the annual.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
The Teen Titans annual. Yeah, and I just love to see someone beating the snot out of Damian.
And it's Jason.
Yeah, well, of course it's Jason.
It's the only person that can.
The only person who would.
Maybe
I mean, Dick Grayson handles them with kid gloves. Jason Todd just... Oh, Lil, did you read it?
Yeah.
Well, he pulls out the crowbar. He's like, don't make me, kid. Just cycles of violence. Cycles of violence. He's like, this thing killed me. Don't make me kill you, kid.
Does he carry a crowbar around him? Because I never noticed that.
Now he does.
Now he does.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Paging Dr. Freud.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting choice. But yeah, but actually, I mean, I'm all down with him carrying a crowbar. I mean, honestly, it's a pretty violent weapon to carry.
That's the Joker.
It's why I always like the.
Isn't he the one that stole the hubcaps off the Batmobile? So he's got the burglar's tools at the ready. I'm just saying.
He stole the wheels off the Batmobile.
But that's how he was killed, with a crowbar.
Yes.
Paging Dr. Freud.
I have to say that the best DC book was actually Detective Comics 997.
Are you on board with that arc now?
Yeah, I him. I mean, it's Hugo Strange.
Hey,
I just picture BD Wong now. Like, it's okay.
Stay tuned, since we have an off week for Gotham. Lilith and I are going to do
Down to 1,000.
We're going to do a State of the Batman for all the current Batman comics. So stay tuned, people.
What do you guys think of the Justice League annual?
I thought it was pretty good too, actually. But it's like, I was like, wait a minute. They did kind of blow their load in that one previous one. So how are they going to come out of this one? Like, it was just weird because I recognized.
Well, that's actually one of the things I kind of liked about the DC annuals I read this week is that they actually all seem, they're not standalones. They do seem to be very in continuity with other books that are going on right now, and sort of referencing other books, as I say. And you know, I kind of liked that. The only thing I didn't like about the Teen Titans one was that it was 3 stories, not 1. But I did like that they were all associated together. I'm sorry, what?
No, I just wrote to Lilith. I said, we're at an hour, and I said, should we keep going? She was like, yes.
Oh, I thought,
finish, and then we'll hit the button, okay?
He's like, all I saw was a hole.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you. I didn't want to interrupt you. That's why I did it. I didn't want to interrupt you. So
doesn't that mean like in something in Turkish? I don't know. Yeah.
Philip, this isn't Wade's World. Grow up.
Oh, okay.
There's a new Elvira book out. I haven't gotten a chance to
read. My god! I thought I was the only one reading this. I didn't know you liked Elvira.
I love Elvira. Ever since House of Mystery.
He's talked at least one other issue.
No, we usually talk about Elvira on. We talk about Elvira.
Superconnectivity.
Yeah, no, I love Elvira.
She's not.
What's weird is that I listen occasionally, just not every week.
This is back at number 1, and I'm trying to think. Did we? Because I don't think we resolved the Faust issue yet, and now she's in a completely different storyline. So I'm like, oh wait,
I feel like did they change hands? Are they doing that thing?
Or are they just doing like multiple miniseries or something?
Yeah, there might be multiples. It's like there's a Savage Sword of Conan too. So you know, yeah. So, but you know, I'm all down for Elvira, and because I love the way they're writing her. I haven't read this one yet, but I love the way they wrote her in that first one because it was very, very reminiscent of the House of Mystery, which is
it is
one of my favorite, and it makes me. And I guess it's maybe like Conan and Marvel, where after they lost the rights to Elvira, they can't keep on referencing her. And it's like, oh man, well, yeah, because I mean, Cassandra Peterson, you know, she gets a nickel for that. And
heaven forbid somebody else get a nickel around here.
Well, no, but Elvira is her character, so it's like when they use her image. And right now, Dynamite has the rights to make Elvira comic books. So, and I love them, but it's like because it's like whenever you do a licensed character in your continuity, I think it always comes back to bite you in the butt.
Ooh, can I just talk about IDW really quick? Because they have Star Trek, The Q Conflict, #1 that came out. That I want to encourage people to pick up.
What is it? The Q Conflict?
Yeah, The Q Conflict. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Qs are in conflict?
Apparently. I haven't read it yet, but I was I was really excited for it.
Did you see that episode of Voyager where they were like fighting the Civil War or whatever?
Well, yeah, I remember that one, but then they resolved it. And for a being that lives outside of space and time, it's kind of weird anytime that they're interacting with a temporal universe, because it's like, okay, now they sort of like have to slow down for us, so we can like show you what's happening.
They got a lot of free time on their hands.
I heard good things about it. That's why I picked it up. Actually, the girl at my shop recommended it. So I was like, yeah, throw it on the pile. I don't care. So I'm really excited to read it because it's Star Trek. And it's not the movies. And then also they are doing Tank Girl, a new Tank Girl. It's at #1 this week. So if you remember Tank Girl, not the terrible movie, but the original comic book and you're a fan, find it.
I like the movie. Okay.
So yeah, okay.
It's something Charlie Usher would like. Let me just put it that way.
All right, well, come on, we're
dingoes.
All right, I had one thing. Lilith, did you read?
Okay.
Did you read Age of X-Man Alpha?
I hated it. Does that count?
Yeah, I
don't like it. It's too much. Like they had to calm down with the Spider books and the X-Men and just the Wolverine books in general. Just enough. Enough's enough.
So is this like in another universe? Is this like a future universe, or is this just alternate universe people in the General 616 now?
Nate Gray basically pulled most of the X-Men. I guess they haven't specified, but I'm guessing it's supposed to be, not Age of Apocalypse, but like a different alternate or
well, yeah, obviously it's
basically most of the X-Men had disappeared because Cyclops and Wolverine are going to be putting together like a new team of X-Men. But yeah, everyone else is stuck in this weird world where like.
I just the art wasn't very good. I'm sorry, Raymond Rosananas. I did not care for your art. So
basically, Nightcrawler's like Beast Boy. He's like a celebrity, and
oh yeah, I was seeing something like that in the ads.
It's super like political too. It's just like X-Men on its own as its past due allegory. Enough's enough. I just want to enjoy a damn good comic book without having to think about baby hands and Cheetos, okay? That's too much to ask. I don't think that's too much to ask. I really don't.
No.
Can we give a shout out to Captain America real quick?
Well, I was going to say, we could talk it tomorrow on Super Connectivity if you want.
Well, it was good, yeah. No, I figured we'll talk about it in Super Connectivity, but hey, if you haven't read Captain America #7, it's good.
If nothing else, I figured...
Marvel Knight 6 is good too.
Oh yeah, I figured we'd talk tomorrow on Super Connectivity. We would talk Marvel Knights, Captain America, and Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange. That was something Charlie Esser would like.
I told you.
Yes.
Gotta give him the stamp of approval sound effect or something when he says that.
Who? What?
Charlie.
Charlie Esser was right.
I'm going to go and read my alternate comics tonight so I can tell you how Actual Roger came out and how Feast or Famine #2 came out. They have one on background.
There wasn't going to be a #2.
What?
Is that the one you were worried about? There wasn't going to be a #2?
No. Well, actually, I think the thing I was worried about there wouldn't be a #2 was it came out on a Wednesday, but I've already got the second one of that. So
okay.
Yeah, no, but Feast or Famine, and apparently these are all very limited because I realize this is 2 and a 3 issue series. This is 1 and a 5 issue.
Did you actually find that in your comic book shops? Because I know they do send out to, but it's very small list. Actually.
Yeah, so it came out on a Wednesday. Is the one that they started carrying at my comic book shop, and then from that I said, oh hey, why don't you get me Actual Roger? Because they like hyped it in the last. Because that was the thing I was saying is like the first one I got, they didn't really say, hey, if you'd like to see more of this character, pick up this book, But they actually did that with Actual Roger, so I said, hey, pick up Actual Roger. And I was leafing through them. I saw the cover, and this was based on, literally judged the book by its cover, which wasn't this cover, of Feast or Famine #1. So I said, yeah, you know what, give me Feast or Famine 2. Just give me one of those. Let me see what that's about. Because #1, it like looks like it has Dr. Clayton Forrester on it from MST3K. So I said, okay, I got to find out what that's all about. Though now we've got, like, apparently green alien mad scientists. So we're going to know what they're doing. So I'm excited about those books. And, of course, Elvira. And, we should talk more about Elvira, Lola. So. And Exiles. I like that. That was nice at the end of an year.
We can talk that too. So on Super Connectivity.
Yeah, lots of talk. You know,
we'll talk lots.
To go to bed.
So tomorrow. Well, no, we're over now. Where Lil's all drunk now. Then in the morning she'll be like, "Why did you let me go over an hour?"
I don't remember the last 10 minutes of Capes.
Shout out to our conversation from before. Okay. But yeah, we'll talk plenty of comics tomorrow on Super Connectivity, plus the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6 trailer, or teaser.
Oh, yes. So excited about that.
I just finished Season 5. Well, A, I was forced to watch it, and B, out of context. Like, I was just like, I don't know what happened the first 4 seasons. I vaguely do, but...
Yeah. That probably would make it a little difficult. There's a lot of callbacks in Season 5. In fact, Season 5...
Like the framework, and I'm just like, I don't know. Don't ask me any questions. I don't know.
Yeah, framework.
Alternate.
It was almost as if it was a matrix of some sort. Yes, it was very good. Yeah, I like it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that me and Maz can keep up with it and start our new comedy team.
Our modern day Laurel and Hardy. Yes.
Yes. Well, we're actually talking about that last night. Before. So Lilith gets the before the show dialogue in there. We discuss a lot of ideas about.
I know.
Doing a sketch comedy podcast. It's great. So
I know Lilith gets the behind the scenes conversation.
Without a doubt.
See, that's something for your Patreon right there. That's your Patreon. That's your Patreon.
Oh yeah, if we get a Patreon set up, I'm just like setting aside an hour for. I'm just like dropping Charlie Esther in the room and be like, "Go! I don't care what comes out of your mouth, just go."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I need to talk to someone, so it's just by myself.
Yeah. I mean, you can talk to whoever you want, but I'm just saying.
Yes. Well, like I said, me and Maz, we're gonna be discussing our new comedy podcast.
Esther Uncensored.
Yes. Maz and Chess, because I always take second billing.
So kind of you.
No, Well, it's just, I think it's the what you should do. If you're going to suggest something, you should be willing to take second billing.
He's suddenly taking that, and Brent Spiner.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Charlie Esser, excuse you.
Yes, with Charlie. The Comedy Hour starring...
Hashtag Google if you don't know.
the Comedy Hour starring Maz Manzoor with Charlie Esser.
Yeah, well, there you go. It's subtle, but, you remember it. Yeah, so that's something we're discussing. We'll see if this grand vision of mine goes anywhere. Like all of my other grand visions.
No, like you should be 2 Z's and 2 E's. Come on.
2 Z's.
I know. 2 Z's and 2 E's for equality. Bing. Although technically he has like 4 Z's. So.
Oh God.
Because there's 2 Z's in Maz and 2 Z's in Manzoor. I think there's 2 Z's in Manzoor. No, there's 2 O's in Manzoor.
Packing a lot of Z's.
So they have 2 S's in Esser too. So it's like we've got a lot of double letters. Aunt Tilly would love us.
I got you.
All right. I think we're done.
Yeah. On that note, where's the button?
Okay, drunkie.
On that note.
All right, everyone. Send us your thoughts on all these TV shows, movies, comic books. Capes and Lunatics at gmail.com, facebook.com/Capes and Lunatics, at Capes Lunatics on Twitter, Capes and Lunatics on Instagram, and the voicemail. 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And stay tuned. This is episode 90. 100 is coming. It's going to be big.
It's going to be live.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be big all over. I'm big all over.
All right. Lilith, mutter out your social media.
If you nerds want to fight me or get drunk with me, on Twitter, at Lilith Hellfire. If you want to learn how to cure your hangover, find me on Instagram, at Lilith Hellfire86. If you want to talk Superman or Smallville or any other hero, at Save Me Pod, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. I don't know.
All right, Charlie Esther, take over. Where can people find you on the internet?
Well, you can always write to me the old-fashioned email way, the way our Maz and Paz once did, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitter site, live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham, when I'm not podcasting, Orville, when I'm not podcasting, and many other things when I'm not podcasting, and almost nothing, because I'm always podcasting. At Charlie Esser, that's CHARLIESSER.
For quality. Bing.
There we go.
All right. All right. Let's see if we can do this with a drunk Love Hellfire. Join us next week for
Ampersand.
For another week, we have been the Capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics!
Yay, she didn't meet herself when she said it. Woo.
Yay.
I was wondering why we couldn't do this on Saturday, because Will's going to be in a coma.
No, I gotta work.
Get nice and drunk the night before you gotta work.
I'm a professional. I don't get hangovers that bad.
Oh, Lord, look.
Yeah, if I went to the bar, that would be me behind the bar.
Kids just love sleeping in a cardboard box. What can you say?
Somebody stop us, for crying out loud.